Greetings, my movie ghouls. Welcome back to our Halloween countdown, 31 Days of Horror. I'm Nate, the ultimate movie geek, and I'm joined by Mrs. Movie Geek. Hello.
Hello.
Tonight, we watched the 2012 Hammer horror movie, The Woman in Black. Starring Daniel Radcliffe and Ciaran Hinds. This one, now we've seen this before. This is a rewatch. I've only watched it once. I remember being quite interested because it was like Hammer coming back and doing what they're known for. Obviously, we watched The Curse of Frankenstein last night, which was Hammer. And this wasn't that bad. It had some elements of the 2010s CGI horror, but minimal, and I felt like the story was good and the effects were really good, and I'll admit that there were a couple of times when I jumped, even though I've seen it before. I think I jumped and I went, oh! Just to show that I'm not scared really. What did you think of the film?
I enjoyed it. I think the first time I watched this, we were going abroad somewhere.
Were we on a plane? I think we were on a plane.
Possibly got to Mexico, I can't remember.
Mexico.
And I was interrupted watching it, but I enjoyed it. We've watched it here.
Yeah. Also, we watched it 3 times now.
Yeah, well, you didn't watch it on the plane with me, so you watched it. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's a very subtle film. It's very set again back in the late
90s, maybe.
Early 1900s.
No, it must have been 1900s because
the
car, isn't there?
Yeah.
They moved to car.
It's very early on, and he is a bereaved father whose wife died during childbirth, and he works in like a law firm, and he's been sent out to, I'm assuming it's Yorkshire, to a lady's estate who basically died, left a big house, and they wanted to make sure that she hadn't left a new will or anything, so they'd sent him out to do the paperwork, and the minute he lands in this village,
go home, get out of here.
Pretty much, you're not local. They don't want him there, and they're like really rude, and they don't want him to stay, and you kind of understand why, because they don't want him there, they don't want him going to the house, because every time somebody sees a lady in black who's meant to be at this house that's like across a causeway, so if the tide comes in, you cut off like twice a day, and every time somebody sees the lady, a child dies, and there's lots of children who've passed away, including a guy he befriends on the train. He's the richest man in the county, and he'd lost his son. So there's lots of all these horrible little stories you hear about, and he's in this house on his own, and he goes back a couple of times, doesn't he? And like, I wouldn't have gone back full of the money at all.
But nothing really happens the first time round.
The first time, nothing.
He just he hears noises, goes upstairs, and then sees someone out in the woods, a woman in black. But other than that, nothing happens. And when he gets back to the village, a
little
kid
girl
dies.
Poison.
Drank wine.
She dies, and then we could just tell the whole story, couldn't we?
Yeah.
It is about the apparition, and it's a very, very old
story.
It's almost folklore. The woman in black or the woman in white. It's different around all the different countries in the world.
There's always something, isn't there? Yeah, there's stories everywhere.
A generally bereaved mother, and that's what this story's about. And he figures out what's going on and what she wants, and the child that she had is buried out in the sinking sand, so he actually gets the car up, doesn't he, using the guy's car, and he lays him out, and it's quite sad actually. And he thinks that will appease her, and that's it. And the children will be released that she's killed, and she will have the freedom to move on. And like you made the points at the end, we'll go to spoilers.
Yeah.
At the end, his son is travelling there in with his nanny.
And that's why he's doing it.
He tries to intercept her because he thinks, oh, I don't want them to come here because obviously I'm seeing this morning black and children are dying. And he thinks that's it, it's over with.
Yeah.
But they do head straight back home. And as they're on the station, the child is led down the track.
Down the track, and she's on the other side.
And he runs after. And it cuts to like the people like looking down, and then he's there with his son, and he's looking around, and there's nobody around, but his wife is there, so they've obviously passed away. And you made the point. Because
he went to the extra mile and got the body of her son out of the sand, was she, and obviously there's been a lot made throughout the film of him being sad, him being depressed,
very
and bereaved.
Yeah.
Even his son is drawing pictures of him and he's constantly sad with a sad face. So was she actually saying thank you the only way she knew how, by killing him and his son to reunite with a mother? That's how I saw it. That's what I like to do.
You like Disney
I like happy endings. I do like happy endings. I don't. I think she still will never go. Oh no, I think she will still be a cursed person, but I think that
and the guy sees her as well, doesn't he?
And the
train goes past.
Sees all kids.
And all the children are there that she's killed over the years.
So I think she's still going to keep collecting kids.
Yeah.
When she's seen, but I think that one, because they do go off, they're not stuck there.
They're not stuck. They
and it's the only time that a parent has died with the child as well. So yeah,
it's a nice. Well, it's not nice.
It's a nice story. So many kid
Watch
deaths.
it with the kids. No, it's nice as in. I don't even know what I mean by nice. It's an alright watch.
I think
it's easy watching. You don't have to think too much about it.
And there are some good scares.
It's a bit of there is, and it's a bit of a traditional haunted house movie, and it is the woman in black. Do you know what I mean? You can't get any more traditional than that, other than a monk or something.
I will say that I do say there is some good scares in this film. Like I say, I jumped, but there are also some of the pointless scares that are mainly just for the audience. Like, again, we mentioned this in another one where the ghost is doing something in the background, but the person who it's doing it to isn't there, is unaware. So it's like something's happening in the background and he's walking off. And we can see that. It's scary for us, but then it sort of ruins that fear, because you've already had that scare. And then what else can happen? Because we've just seen her behind him.
Yeah.
But other than that, there are good ones.
I didn't like about it was the CGI wasn't great, I didn't think.
Yeah, she seemed to have like a CGI sheen on her face, didn't she?
Yeah, and like right at the end where she looks at the camera as if she's looked at you.
Yeah.
That's it.
But that's good.
But why have they? It was almost like you go to a theme park, or like when you got the dungeon, and they have those like mannequins, don't they?
Have the face on
mesh,
them.
The mesh face, and then they put the thing. It was a bit like that. And it's like there was no need for that. It'd have been better just to have a woman with practical makeup on.
Yeah.
But I actually really enjoyed this film. It's a very muted. It feels a very muted film. There's not many people in it.
No, there isn't.
And it's very dark.
Very dark. Yeah.
Like very dark settings. Everything is quite dark in it.
Very
drab and raining and mist, and I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I won't watch it soon, but I would watch it again. And it's one for like a Sunday afternoon or something. You know what
feel it sort of had as well? I suppose it's probably the mist aspect and the little house, but it reminded me stylistically of the others.
Yeah.
Where they're in that big house, it's all dark.
Yeah, the closed off out from the world. And I would love to live in. I was like, I'd buy that house. I wouldn't if she lived there, obviously. But like, I thought it was amazing. A gorgeous house, a load of grounds, and cut off.
That's it. Yeah, we hate people. Cut off.
Not hate people. Yeah, no, I'm going to give this an 8. I did enjoy it.
8 pumpkins from her pumpkin patch. She jumped right over 7. It's a tough one. This. I'm probably gonna it a 9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did enjoy it. There are elements that I didn't enjoy, but they are few and far between. So they're quite. It's an entertaining film. Go watch it if you haven't seen it.
It's a good little spooky, like makes you jump a few times film. Yeah, it's worth a watch.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's another day done. We're getting close now to less than a week to go. I don't even know what day it is. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me at Movie Ultimate on Twitter. And we will see you tomorrow for another Halloween countdown. Bye.
Bye.